Okay, I'm gonna turn this song off of the loop because I've got it on loop. I got a pretty new pendulum from the Moon Magic. Really enjoying that because yesterday I went to my client Elizabeth's first workshop and it was really good. It was on self love. She had us make these masks, and mine has oh my God, so many terrible words in it, but it's good, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because recently I was asking for the thing that was going. Now is this on? Because I just, you know what? Let me go see. I'll be so tired of this shit. I'll be so tired. I'll be like, dog, why? All right, it's on. Anyway, so I have been asking for whatever it was that was going to help me go to my next level. And I understand that generally when you're trying to level up, when you're doing what I do, which is transmutation as a source of power, you need something to transmute. So now I have about 35 words that I can use to create affirmations that will counteract what my inner voice was hearing for all my life. And it was so good because like everything just came up, like all the things that were on my old record that used to play in my head that were like, you're not good, you're this, you're that. And so much this last weekend was coming up just about like growing up and being a kid in Tomball where everybody was white and I wasn't. And I went to my son's basketball game and got so triggered by these people in the stands. And I was just like, you need to shut up. You need to not talk. And the lady was like, wow. And I was like, wow. So have a good day. So have a good day. Anyway, so a lot came up yesterday at the workshop about, how I felt about myself when I was a girl. And I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for that experience. Let's see what music we can get into. Let's do this soul mix. What's up, lawman? Outside my door or outside my window. I mean, I guess it's good that they like patrol or whatever, but also watch what you say to me. Okay. So Fro is back, but today she's not here for my shit, I guess. So I put her in a double bun. I have a bun back here, I have a bun up top. Waves are waving. My hair is luxurious, but ginormous and uncooperative. So I'll put it up. But I think that's the thing too that I need to work through is just like feeling any type of way. I'm trying to sit up straight and be close to the microphone. So I'm doing this. Anyway, I want to be in an okay space about my hair because I was really triggered yesterday too when I was trying to get ready and my hair was like just wilding and I was like I laughed because I heard those things about and you can still kind of see where it was parted up in the braids. But I heard those things about my hair and about how I look and it was just like that's not true. That's not true. Like let's go ahead and cease to run the lie. So I just laughed because there's nothing wrong with my hair, but it's growing up, they had called me the Statue of Liberty because my edges would frizz up and puff up after recess. And I'm like, yeah, because I keep seeing that split. And I'm like, am I bald or what? But I don't think so. But as y'all know, I am obsessive about my appearance. So I'm like looking at this like, am I bald? Anyway, so it was a big deal, and it really hurt me for them to be calling me the Statue of Liberty. Because I mean, that was something that I couldn't control. I couldn't help how my hair looked or what my hair was made like, or, whether or not it was frizzy. So it was kind of like, fuck y'all, you know. But instead of saying fuck y'all, I started saying fuck me because my hair was like that. And it took me a long time to get comfortable with the bigness of my hair, which I allowed myself to wear my fro for like a year and a half straight, something like that, before I got those braids. And I mean, I like my fro. And honestly, I feel like fro was feeling restricted in that style, because it was. I guess that's the point. The protective style is supposed to keep your hair in or tight or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if that's for me. I like it because it was easy. So I don't know. I have to consider doing it again. I'm just not sure. I just don't know whether or not it's going to be something that I do. And I'm so glad to be having this conversation with myself this morning about this. Okay. So today we have the Page of Pentacles to support these cards from the overall, which were the Four of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups and the Four of Wands were in reverse, which leads me to believe that we are now in a period of emotional growth that is going to support our inner union. But what is required to get there is a moment of stillness or self-reflection to accept responsibility for your current and present position, just like I did with this mask full of ugly words. That is the thing that was keeping me in the present position. Now I am trying to advance and move forward. That is always my express goal. So I was looking for the thing that was going to help me Jimmy the lock. Well, I found it. So I'm going to use it. Okay. But that's where we are. We have to accept responsibility for where we are now at. So if you're not where you want to be, you need to look at what you've been doing to get yourself to the next level, or what you've not been doing. Because a lot of time what happens is when we find out that there's something that we need to do, or we find out something about ourselves, instead of saying, okay, now I'm going to use this to power me up, we then allow it to create more chaos for us. And we start to tell ourselves bad things associated to what it is that we discovered, or like, let's say you decide you want to do something, and then you're like, okay, I'm scared here. And then so you start sabotaging yourself even harder than you were before you decided you wanted to do it. So it's like, you need to watch what you're thinking. You need to watch your thinking and your feeling. Like, that stuff is so important in regards to manifestation. Okay, so let's get into this Page of Pentacles. So I say here, growth and development. You're a baby in the game. Like, you're just starting here. The seed planter is what I wrote. You're growing into a powerful person, but what do you need to, Lord have mercy. I think that's supposed to say, no, I don't think that says advance. Oh, what do you need to cultivate? Baby, this handwriting. Okay, so what are you planting? What are you planting here? So then just I want to note that the planets, I saw that the Uranus is square to the moon. That is giving awakening in an emotional state. And Pluto is square to sun. That is also in conjunction with Mercury. So more transformation to, especially in regards to your ego and how you communicate or receive information. Then we've got Mars and Saturn sextile the sun and Mercury. So more change, more shifting in that same space. So, I mean, this is your time here for you to break down your ego and recreate it in a way that serves you. So this is a good time to do some new affirmations of self, or even affirmations of your reality. It's just something that you are going to use to really practice good brainwashing on yourself. That's all this is just you brainwashing yourself in a good way. So a good time for that. But let's see, what are we cultivating here? Oh, yeah. Let me also add, because I just saw this too, and then I think I saw somebody talking about this yesterday. Neptune and Jupiter are in a conjunction. So that is like really good feeling energy. Really, really good feeling energy, bringing in a lot of optimistic thinking and some good fortune. And I just want to say, like, be open to the spirit coming into your life and pay attention to what it is that you're listening to. That's why I said, okay, watch your thoughts right here too. So pay attention to what you're taking in and what you're taking on and what you're owning and believing, because that makes a big, huge difference. It really, really does. Really does. Like them seeds that get planted. My friend Creative, the word matician, is having an event this coming Saturday here in Houston at Match Houston. Um, and she is really good at planting excellent seeds. She did it for me a couple times. And I suppose that she will do it for somebody else um, coming up here this weekend. So if you're in Houston, check that out. You can find information on my Instagram, m.sheba.creativeaf. All right, so I am calling in the support of my angels, ancestors, guides, ascended masters, my heavenly Father, my creator who lives in me. Hallelujah. I'm at peace. I'm at ease. I honor and see myself. I agree to find the path, stay the course, trust the process, and enjoy the journey. Amen. All right, so question of the day is, what are we cultivating? What seeds are we planting? And what is our work essentially? So like when I say what are we cultivating, what do we need to work on? What do we need to plant right here in order for us to grow? What is happening? Or where are we being planted? What is the divine planting within us at this moment? That's a good question. Besides freedom, authenticity. Okay. The 3 of clubs. That's good. Yeah, that speaks to the desire for freedom. Oh, shit. This speaks to the desire for freedom. I have a lot to do, but I'm doing this instead. But instead, I'm doing this. My to-do list is very long. I'm looking at it. But you know what? Okay. All right, hands. I feel like I'm going to have to allow that list to be the week's list versus the day's list. Because I ain't going to do it to myself. The King of Diamonds, King Pentacles energy. Yeah, because like the Page of Pentacles is not an energy that is one that's like, okay, I'm ready for long-term whatever, whether it be in business or relationships. They're kind of the seed planter, they are just getting started. So what is the seed that is being planted by the divine? What is the work now? Besides, now we have a desire for freedom and to be the King of Pentacles. To be that person who can be long lasting, consistent. Oh, and the 9 of Hearts. So 9 cups. So, okay. It's giving right now, the thing that's being planted is, and I think this has a lot to do too with that Neptune and Jupiter conjunction, but the desire to achieve your goals, to be like, okay, it is me. I've been stopping myself. I've been standing in the way. I've been bullshitting. Okay, yes, now I'm going. Now I'm going. And it doesn't feel like a shove. It just feels like, okay, I'm ready. I know now, like there's nothing stopping me. Like the way is open, the path is clear. So yes. Okay, what else? Now remember, I'm still looking at it like 2 weeks ago we were exiting the pit. So okay, so now you're really on the path. Okay. So how can you, I'm gonna say speed up, but get where you're going with confidence to whatever your desire is. It's always going to be different for everybody, because we're not all here to do the same thing. Like, that's why you can't copy other people to do things. You have to be your authentic self to achieve, because what you're doing is so different than the next person. But the message can be interpreted by each individual and applied to their situation. Got to be me. All right. Close to me. Cause I'm only be here for a while. It was raining this morning, which I guess I'll take a walk maybe versus go sit in the grass. Because, that's kind of been a thing for me. It's like going to sit in the grass. But if it's wet, The Lovers in Reverse. The Lovers in Reverse. Okay. Oh, the Ten of Swords in reverse. Oh, those words in that mask. They're like, look at this ugly shit. Like, that's a lot of poison. Like, if you think about it, my boy Earl Nightingale, which I think that's what I probably want to listen to for my next, because I'm trying to do this thing until my birthday. But he said one time that, like, whatever you plant in your soil, the soil will grow it. So, like, whether it is, I think he used the word nightshade. I guess that's some kind of weed or poison plant or something. Anyway, if you plant the nightshade, the soil will grow it. If you plant flowers or good vegetables, the soil will also grow it. So that's why it's important for you to pay attention to what you're listening to and what you're taking in, because your mind is going to support whatever you are planting in there, So stop telling yourself that stupid shit. My daughter and I have a little song that we sing. Talk that good stuff to yourself. You ain't gonna get it from nobody else. Talk that good stuff to yourself. And it's true. Because I was telling her Four Swords. I was telling her that's the second one, because that's the overall card of the week. I was telling her that I was doing my affirmations in the mirror or something. I was making this affirmation jar. And she was like, well, mommy, I can tell you blah, blah, blah. Or I think that's what she said. Or I said, or she was like, can you tell me one? And I was like, it's not the same. You got to tell it to you. That's why you got to make your own affirmations. Other people cannot make your affirmations because I don't know where you are weak. You know what I'm saying? And that's the point. Like, the words on the front of the mask are what y'all see. Y'all think about me: strong, fun, pretty, whatever. But on the inside are words like unwanted, weirdo, no good. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't know that I need to be encouraged in that way. So it's very important that you make your own. You have to create your own affirmations, because only you know how you're abusing yourself. Other people do not know how you're abusing you. Other people don't know. And you mostly, you won't bring it out. You won't talk about it. It's going to be hidden because you're ashamed of it. Till the storms of life pass us by. And the crazy thing is that you think other people think those things about you. And so you're like, well, why should I have to say it? Of course, they probably know. No, the fuck they don't. Because most people don't have a negative view of you, Here by me, baby. The Queen of Swords. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Be on your shit. Set them boundaries. Okay, yeah. I feel pretty good today. I feel pretty free. Just because I got all that crap out. Like, I didn't even know I was still thinking some of that stuff. Didn't even know I was still thinking some of that stuff. That's so important. Y'all should have went to the event. Because I ain't going to tell y'all how to do it. That's her exercise. I have some, but that was a good one. That was a good one. I don't know where she got that from, but that was a good one. But I have some, like I said, I teach them to people. But I'm not just going to be teaching this shit to everybody, because the thing about it is, if you're not going to make some kind of investment to get the information, then you're not for real about it. You know, you don't really want to heal. Baby, love, fly free. Somebody's sending me an Instagram, or not Instagram, Facebook message. Like, I think I'm going to just put my schedule up. I think I'm going to put a calendar up for where I be at, because people be calling me and talking to me at times. I'm like, you don't know that I'm doing something. So I'm going to put a calendar up that's like, this is where I'm going to be at. So do not call my phone at this time. Do not call my phone at this time. Maybe I should do this on Instagram Live too. I don't know. I said I wanted to do live there again, because I haven't been doing that many. All right. Ace of Swords. I don't know how this is going to get put together, but because I haven't said anything about this first row yet. Okay. So like I had asked, what was the seed that was being planted? What's our work now? The desire to move forward toward your dreams, feeling encouraged in that. Like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Sherman Clark, head ass people. Yes, I can, because you can. You can. The Emperor in Rome. Okay. So yes, so this is the work that needs to be done before you can fulfill said dream, or before dreams can be fulfilled, those specific ones. Because that's the thing that people don't realize is, like, it's always this desire and want to manifest, and okay, I'm about to do this, or oh, I'm about to have this, and I'm this and this and that. Okay. But what you don't realize is the person who holds what it is that you desire has not yet been born, because you have not yet given birth to them. So you have got to be reborn, okay, as the person that's going to do it. And you don't have to rename yourself like I did. That's not a necessary thing that takes place. It's not something that has to be done. But you're not them yet. If you're not doing it yet, then you're not them yet. Like, I'm still growing. I have people who are like, when I said once that I knew I wasn't baby Oprah yet, or whatever I was saying I wanted to be, and they scoffed at that. But like, I know I still have growing to do, and I welcome it. I welcome it. I really do. 10 of Wands in reverse. Lord. One more. Hello, Watcher. Spend it on the Knight of Swords in reverse. My goodness. Okay. So yes. So, okay. So the seed that's being planted right now is a desire to move toward your greatest wishes, your greatest fulfillment, who you want to be, what you're trying to be doing. Okay. But here's what's missing, and here's what the work is for the time that you are now waiting or growing. It's going to be, first of all, self-love. Because with this Lover's card in reverse, to me, it doesn't signify, a broken relationship or anything, but it does indicate that your level of self-love has been diminished, or it is not at the highest level that it needs to be at. And it could also mean too that you just don't love life, because that is the key. I love life no matter what life feels like every day. I enjoy the dips and the trips. I enjoy it all. You've got to let yourself be reborn. And sometimes what is required prior to a rebirth is sitting with yourself by divine guidance. Like, okay, it is now time. Remember when I passed out in public, I was doing the most, and I was being asked to sit my ass down and to listen and to feel and to heal, versus, okay, I got to rush forward. I got to go do this thing right now. I got to go do it, which is fine. But at that time, I wasn't this Queen of Swords, which is who you are when you set good boundaries, when you know yourself, when you know what you are here to do, or not necessarily even here to do. You know who you are and what your gifts are. Your gifts then make room for you. That's how you define and decide what it is that you came to do, by what you're good at, what your gifts are. That's how you define that. Then once you know who you are, you're able to take action, and you're able to grow into the person, once again, who is able to give and receive, who is able to move towards what it is that they want. Because right now you're in a place where you're sitting on the floor, just balled up a little bit, knees tucked. Now I have this long journey ahead of me. Yeah, you do, because you have to turn into the person that is going to do what it is that you came here to do. So don't you want to grow? Don't you want to grow? Or, I mean, because the alternative is to stay exactly where you are, and that does not feel good. Once again, it's like keeping yourself in a box that doesn't fit, or wearing shoes that are too small and you refuse to take them off. So here you are now. If you always operated from a place of self-hatred, self-abuse, doing things that don't serve you, a lot of people don't realize that self-abuse also includes being addicted to certain drugs and alcohol, being addicted to certain activities, things that don't make you feel good, stuff that helps you to solidify the bad words that you have been telling yourself, the bad record that plays. Because if you do the thing and you feel bad, then you get to say, you're right, you ain't shit. You're right, you ain't shit. You get to do that. So it's like you choosing to do that. You would prefer that. You prefer it because it's easier. We had a lady yesterday at the workshop. She wasn't feeling well. And the thing about it is, you are the only person who can help you leave hell. Because it's like I was telling my daughter, you don't know what I need to say to myself to get myself out. Only the devil knows what to say to me to keep me trapped. So if I know what the devil be saying to me to keep me trapped, I can say the opposite to free myself. That's it. That's the trick. So if the self-abuse has been going on for all the years that it's been going on, it's not going to be easy to break out of it, because your resting vibration is to abuse yourself, is to listen to those negative thoughts, versus to support yourself and be like, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. My window. I don't even know your name, and my heart skips a beating. I feel But each time I see you, boy, the words just seem to fade away. Love at first sight. So yeah, it's going to be about encouraging yourself to become who you need to become. Because you got to grow into this emperor. You got to become the emperor with a balance of self-love and understanding of duality. So that means that you're not always going to be super kind and nice. Some days you're going to be like, you need to get the fuck out of my face. And when you're like that, it's up to you to manage it. Like, okay, because you don't get to abuse people just because you don't feel well or yourself. That's how you end up where? Back in hell. So you got to figure out how to let somebody help you, whether it's yourself or somebody else. And the only way to get there is through the honesty. So like I was honest with myself when I wrote those words in that mask. And I was honest with my friends when I told them what I wrote. And guess what? The things that I wrote resonated with them. So even though I've been hiding and saying, okay, this is my pain exclusive to me, there are other people who can resonate with what your pain is. That's why you have to get to the point where you can share it. Everybody should write a book. Everyone should have an autobiography or a life story to help somebody else. Is what I think. Because it really can. But you've got to let the old way die. Like the old version of yourself that is blocking you, keeping you stuck, won't let you grow into the type of person who can take action, who can step out and be like, I am brave in this. That person has to go away. It's almost Easter. You can resurrect yourself with Jesus. With Jesus. You can embody your own Christ energy to be the light. To be the light. Save yourself. That's the key right there. You're saving yourself. You're saving yourself. We can't just wait for outside Jesus to come and do that. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's always like, how come Jesus didn't save Black people during slavery? Because outside Jesus don't do that. Outside Jesus don't do that. Inside Jesus do that work. And you got to find it first in order for it to work. I love your soul. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Hallelujah. Agreed. I'm going to read it, but I definitely think that has a lot to do with what I was saying. Karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So yes, indeed, because that be the part. People have had relationships that hurt. And so, like I said last week, they be afraid to go into new relationships. Those new relationships are the ones that are going to catapult you and take you to where you are trying to go. But you are refusing to go into it because you're afraid that it is not going to flow. Well, here's the thing. You don't know what's going to happen. And you stop yourself from experiencing life. When you do that, you cannot know. You cannot know. You cannot know. It is only your job to go do it. So if you feel like you need to level up, then level up. But it still is for you to, and it might not be a romantic relationship. It might be a relationship with yourself. It might be a relationship with somebody else. It could be a business relationship. But whatever you're avoiding right now, making that connection, that's the thing that's going to take you in the right direction. I better be rhyming. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. It's normal to look at the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're called to source your guidance from within, to study the truth of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. Here we go. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in, to draw on the wisdom within that let that be the authority in your life. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice. Yes, like I was talking about, what you're listening to or what you're giving yourself, what you're feeding yourself, what you're planting in your soil. Okay. To get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at-homeness, and throughout each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. This doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion. So when you go out into the world and when you let the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being, a state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep, deep within. Yes, indeed. Gotta have it. Gotta have a routine. And that used to be so hard for me because I was like, because I didn't know how to set a routine, period. I just knew how to be addicted to shit, which is a routine, which is a routine. But the thing is that like, when you're doing this, you want to change your addiction from what hurts you to what can be helpful to you. So like now, one of my things that I'm addicted to is this, which is a lot healthier than being like, who got some whiskey? Because I'm about to drink it, you know. All right. The constellation Orion what is happening? Because I cannot read today. The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many starseeds who are part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Sometimes I do. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode, instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? And how can you learn to see similarities rather than differences? Word. So like, okay, we were talking yesterday too. And, you know, some of the girls were talking about how they have wounds associated with their parents and things that happened when they grew up. And I was just like, one of the most freeing things that happened for me was being able to see my parents as just human and not as my parents. And I say that because kids often have this, well, not even kids, adult children, especially ones who are carrying trauma, often have this, I don't want to say it's wrong, but distorted view of what their parents owe them and were responsible for. Some parents don't have the knowledge that you wish they had, you know, like I know that wasn't a thing for my parents. Whatever I was wanting them to know to do right or to treat me right or whatever, like they did the best that they could. Like I think forgiveness is really key because it allows you to open up space in your heart where you're holding bitterness for somebody who was only human. You know, you can't expect humans to act like superhumans just because you feel like that would have been better or more ideal for you. You are having the experience that you are meant to have. And there is something in your trauma, like I said previously, that was given to you so that you could plant a seed of love in somebody else who is also experiencing something that traumatizing or has also experienced it and is trying to grow through it. So like if I never got on here to talk about stuff I went through, I would not be able to help anyone, you know. So like there are some nasty words inside that mask. There's some really nasty words in that mask. And I know other people have felt that too. You're not any of that stuff. You know, I wrote mean because whenever I can get mean, I'm like, oh, you're mean. But like, I'm hurt when I'm like that. I'm not mean. It's my pain that's coming out. It's not me just being mean. It's my pain seeping out and being projected onto somebody else, which that hurts them. You know, that's what people need to realize. It's like your pain when it comes out hurts somebody else, especially if they don't know how to protect themselves or understand that you're just projecting. Euphoria, honor yourself. I guess that's why they say hurt people, because they do. Because it's, you know, it comes out and it's like everywhere. Spills out into humanity. Love we can lose. The white goddess, and with the feathered snake swan countenance, represents the sacred union of air and earth. Divine inspiration bonded with earthly tangibility. There is a central aspect to this card. It is now your duty to honor your physical self in an exalted way. Have you been abusing your body, poor eating, excesses of toxic substances, and dragging yourself through workouts you don't enjoy? Is punishing, not celebrating yourself. Like I said, like I said, don't put anything in your body that is not worthy of your goddess status. Quality over quantity is key at this time. Awaken to your sacred self. Be selective about who you allow in physical proximity to you in matters of sex and sensuality. Do not share your sacred self with someone who is not worthy of you or who does not treat you in an honorable and respectable way. The woman of euphoria holds her hands gently and seductively over her heart as she considers the blessed magnificence of her reality. She is quiet and reflective. This is a deep inner comprehension, not bound by society's laws and others' opinions. Inside, she is infinite, and her physical form is the gateway. Look. Let me tell you. When you start to give a fuck about you, you make different choices. That is how I stopped drinking. It's because I was like, I don't want this. I don't want this anymore. I don't want this to be the way that I deal with life. I don't like this. I had to make that choice. And it was conscious. It was a conscious choice. I remember I was sitting downstairs in my house and I was like, look, dude, it's the pandemic. This is a pandemic. And I was stressed because, like everybody, I was like, what the fuck even is this? And I had felt this spiritual pull, and I was like, they're doing some weird shit to fuck with this world. And my first coping mechanism was whiskey. So I went to go buy some, and I remember I drank that bottle because, I mean, we weren't going to work, we weren't going to school. So I was like, shit, might as well get fucked up. And then I was just, one day I was like, no, because what's going to happen is you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop. You're going to keep doing this. And there are people who took their favorite drug in excess during the pandemic, and it really messed with them. And that's what I said to myself. I said, if this happened to me, and I caught it, it was like literally like week 1. But there are people who just let themselves go on and on because they don't know that you can find a different way to cope. They don't know that you can find a different tool to deal with whatever it is that you are experiencing, and something that will help you to overcome it. You know. The music stopped. I don't know why I just heard this. Don't leave me this way. Don't leave me this way. I think I want to listen to, what else is on here? Outstanding. Let's go to that. Now I got to play a commercial because I tried to change them. Great. I saw a few people jump on here. They must not want to hear what I was saying today. but it's all right. I don't care. I still got to say it. All right, one more. Two more. Three more. I can't stop. I can't stop shuffling. Okay. Forgiveness. Yes. Like I said. Come on, come on, come on. All right. Hallelujah. So important. So important. This card indicates a need to forgive yourself and others for any past actions that may have caused you pain. By drawing this card, you are being encouraged to heal any unresolved anger, hate, jealousy, resentment, or guilt that is blocking your success. Such emotions are toxic to your body and hold you back from attracting a harmonious life. Absolutely. For the sake of your health and future happiness, you must forgive the past. Forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean blessing, forgetting, or condoning the unsafe behavior of others. It means releasing yourself from a self created prison so you can move forward with your life. When you come to accept and move on from real or perceived betrayals and create a happier future built on freedom and inner peace, bitterness only attracts disharmony, misery, and pain. Thus, forgiveness is the best way to set your spirit free. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're looking sweeter. Getting finer every day, girl. And I can love you. I do not want to do this because I feel like this is going to get stuck in here, but I can probably get it. I'm trying to make more room because, I don't have a lot of space like this. You light my fire. I feel alive. Oh, my mind. I don't know what happened to the phone. We're supposed to be recording. It's not. Outstanding. Exciting. Carry on. How we love the way you love me. You're on my mind, baby. I feel like, and I'm not going to say, I guess I am. I feel like I've been on my period for a long time, and I don't like it. And I don't like it. Oh, this is that one that has those damn rainbow eggs in it. 7 Pentacles. But I guess that makes sense. It said if she doesn't pay attention to all her stuff, she's going to lose her beetle. Yeah. But I said that the beetle need to break free from her. But I think in relation to this reading, it's definitely a message about trying here. You have been presented with the tools already. That's clear. I mean, you're living. Somebody has told you that you can change your mindset. Okay, gray hair. All right. Somebody has already told you can change your mindset. Somebody has already told you that's the way to change your life. But you want to persist in toxicity because that's what you're used to. You do not know how to feel good. And instead of learning how and just getting started, allowing yourself to start the process of feeling better, you rather just continue to lie to yourself and others about what you participate in, which is probably very toxic and self-abuse. Probably if you carry on with it, you'll end up like those people who did too much during the pandemic. Like, do you want to die? Do you want to die? Like, that's the question. Like, are you trying to kill yourself? And if you are, Why? Don't you know that you are a beautiful, worthy child of the Most High, a piece of the divine here, and it is your divine right to be alive. You are my fire. I feel alive, baby, baby. And there's somebody waiting for you. Once you light your fire, to help them get higher. You know what I mean? Like, it's about partnership. It's about collaboration. It's about 2 cups, 3 pentacles. Exciting. All right. I'm out of here. I'm going to go for a walk so I can do my work because I'm very much feeling like I don't want to do anything. I want to play today, but I have to be responsible. So let me get my playing out so I can be responsible. See, that's like you got to do what you want to do first, and then you can do something for somebody else. You know. All right. I'll see you later. Don't be a self-hater. Don't be a self-hater. Queen of Spades, once again. Set them boundaries and get on your shit. 10 hearts, 10 of cups. That's how you're going to get to your perfect life. Which there are no such things as perfect lives. But it'll feel good and you'll like it. And you'll have created it yourself with your intention and your desire. 9 hearts again. All right. I'm leaving. Bye-bye.